the last part of learning activity 10.1, and I know it's been a pretty long one, we're going to think about how plants actually grow. In order to do so, I want you to closely check out this computer generated image. Look closely. Do you see any pattern? Look closely, you'll see that the larger swirl is actually composed of identical smaller swirls, which are then still composed of even smaller swirls. All the same, there is symmetry across scales. This pattern is known as a fractal, which by definition is a geometric figure within which each part has the same statistical character as the whole. Computer-generated fractals are useful in modeling complex structures such as eroded coastlines or even snowflakes, in which similar patterns are going to recur at progressively smaller and smaller scales, as well as describing partly random or chaotic phenomena such as how crystals grow or even galaxy formation. Ooh, and that's a beautiful computer-generated fractal. Or is it? Again, if we zoom in, we see symmetry across scales. There is a large head, which is made up of medium-sized heads, which are then made up of even smaller heads. So as you probably guessed, that wasn't a computer-generated image. That's actually Romanesco, or Roman cauliflower. It's a plant that exhibits a fractal form, repeated units that collectively demonstrate symmetry across scales. Romanesco's spiral pattern is a natural example of a fractal that follows the Fibonacci sequence, making it not just nutritious, but mathematically fascinating too. And it's a really cool window into how plants grow. So my broader point, the DNA within the nuclei of plant cells is much like the computer code that generated our fractals, in that plant growth is produced by a repetitive sequence of instructions. The growing shoot is going to lay down stem, leaf, bud, stem, leaf, bud, ultimately producing Romanesco with its really cool fractal morphology. And yet, when we look out our windows, most plants are highly asymmetrical, like these pine trees that are grown in Scandinavia to produce jointless furniture. I want a chair made out of one of these. So the saplings are actually allowed to grow straight, and then they block them out with shade and induce this lateral growth here. And then they remove the shade cloth, and these pine trees grow straight up again. So this brings us to a fundamental difference between animals and plants with far-reaching physiological implications. When these Galapagos marine iguanas finish foraging for algae in the cold ocean, they can move to sunny black volcanic rock to warm up, to thermoregulate. Plants can't just pull up their roots and move to acquire resources. Plants have to alter their growth forms and not move towards, but grow towards resources. Things like sunlight, water, nitrogen, all those things they need to complete their life cycles. Plants can't move towards them, they have to grow towards them. So these are the exact same species of bean plant The bean on the right was grown with normal overhead light. The plant on the left was grown with just a little bit of light emitted from its left. Notice the discolored leaves as the plant grows towards that light source, towards that resource. This is known as phototropism, when the growth pattern of an organism, like plants or fungi, responds to a light stimulus. So phototropism is why you got to move your houseplants sitting in that window a quarter turn every few weeks, right?